What's good, YouTube? My name is Harris and you're watching another episode of BRG MX5. In this episode, we look to add a massive wing.
This is a 1,500 millimeter wing, or for you American folk out there, it's about 5 feet. It is carbon fiber, it is a second hand, it's got wooden end plates, I think that's what it's called. And yeah, we're gonna put it on to the MX5 Miata. So what I plan to do is put it through the bumper, where with the likes of battle arrow wings, doing the same thing like that, but having it come out through here, up the bumper, and maybe in line with the ducktail. It's very similar to the battle arrow, but of course I like to do it myself. So this episode we put this onto that. First things first, let's jack up the car and remove both rear wheels.
The handbrake's not on. Car is jacked up, time to remove the wheels. The wheels are so light compared to the CR-V.
Remove the wheel and then tackle all these rusted bolts and screws.
The first plastic part was removed. I undid the 10mm bolts here, here, and here.
And the part that came out was this guy here. And those are the screws.
And this little rusted screw here, he lives up in there. And one more screw just down there where I was. This one was even worse. This side of the bumper is now free to move. We'll do the same on the other side. The left side is removed as well. 1, 2, 3. Wait a minute. I'm missing one. Oh no, okay, that was right. No, it's strange. This side only has 2. One there and one there. Okay, we're now underneath the car. Here's the exhaust right in front of us. That's the tip that goes up to there. There are 8 more bolts you need to remove. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then, oops, sorry about the sun. And then there's another 4 on that tow hook thing there. So 8 bolts, and I think that's it. All 8 nuts are removed. Let's see if we can remove the bumper. Now that the rear end's off, let's clean up the butt.
I'm an old granny. Oh, don't do that, so messy.
Now it's time to use a bit of cardboard aided design to mock out these plates that will be on the bumper here. You can assume that the left is the same as the right side, but I'm not going to assume that. I'm just going to do custom left and then custom right.
So we got the cutboard. Got the template for the right hand side.
Okay, now that we got both right and left templates, facing forward meaning that it will go like this, facing the front of the car. I'm going to poke some holes into the black spots and then test it out on the bumper bolts here. Move away. Bumper bolts here, just to double check that the holes are in the right spot.
Right facing forward, which is this side. It's not big enough. I make the holes bigger. That seems pretty good. Let's try the left hand side. And left is good too. I'm gonna use my Vivid again to mark out the box section of the black plastic that sits behind the cardboard so that I know roughly what shape I need to cut it out at. It's an M8 bolt. The easy stuff has now been done. Now it's to transfer these cardboard templates into metal. Now that we've got the bottom end sorted for the plates, it's time to we have got the bottom part sorted with the cardboard template. Now the fun bit is finding the template for the wing itself, how high it's gonna sit, how forward it's gonna sit on the car. So we got a lot more cardboard. Time to get chopping. The wing is now temporarily placed on some cardboard and some styrofoam to check what it looks like with the whole car. It is a bit weird because the back is a little bit taller than the front, but what I was aiming for is that the top of the hard top matches in the same line, same plane as the wing. It does look like when I open the boot it's going to interfere, but we will deal with that when that comes. But maybe some adjustability on the bottom here so that this guy can tilt down. But I'm just gonna do it like this. Gonna cut it out of one piece and see how it looks like. And that is the final cardboard template. It's going to run a little bit to the left of the bolt holes. So yeah, it's a bit off the center, but it follows the body line of the boot space. So run flush with that. You can see my head. I'll try to get you a good, here we go, unicorn. So it's going to run between the boot line in the middle of the tail light, and on the left side of the ducktail spoiler, all the way up. And thankfully there's already 4 bolt holes on the spoiler itself, so I can use that, make a little bracket that comes down and attaches to the aluminum wing stand, and that should be really good because obviously this is not going to be the thickness of the stand, it's going to be a bit thicker. So that should sit really well with those 4 bolt holes up there. And if you can imagine the left side on the right side, you just times it by 2. Yeah, that would look super sweet. What I also tried to do, I'm not sure you can tell, is that I tried to follow the body line of the tail light and the garnish, the green part up here and here. But yeah, I did my best, and what I'm gonna do is probably just do one radius instead of just like flat curve, flat curve, flat curve, to make it as clean as possible, as well as close as I could to the body, because I don't want it sticking out too far back.